Oh, hi. Let's try this. Right. Want to know what I've been up to? Responding to silly comments online. Let me tell you something about comments online. Probably shouldn't respond to them. Why? I think half the time they're just AI. The other half the time they're people trying to get a rise out of you. And sometimes they're people that, I don't know, maybe have a point. You know who you are. This music is tough. Oh my gosh. So, White Bat Audio. If you haven't checked out these guys, do. I have no idea how loud this is. At any rate, they're awesome. This is the playlist. Cyberpunk Dark Synth playlist. White Bat Audio is seriously like my favorite YouTube channel right now. James Johnston, Ember Ilaria, Arnav Govel. Am I mispronouncing that? Sarah Maldine. Thank you guys for joining the Patreon. There's a free tier. This music is hard. Alright, I'm on Lee Chess. On the little training themes thing. And hopefully this time doesn't look like ass. Last time it did. I was trying to go to bed earlier. I can't go to bed. Maybe it's because I'm listening to this hard ass music. Alright. Let me turn this down just for a second. By turning down, I mean off. Oh, I do really, really like White Bat Audio though. Hold on a second. We're going to go to one of their more chill playlists. It's called Cleaner, Royalty-Free Cyberpunk Dark Synthwave. They've got like all these cool ones. Oh, I guess I could show it to you. Hold on. Showing you stuff. Here we go. Yeah. Lots of synthwave. Let's try this one. No, it's only 3 minutes, but sometimes they have like, 2-3 hour playlists. Actually, I want one of those. Not that I'm gonna do this for 2-3 hours, but 2 hours synthwave mix, LA, sunset. Let's check this out. I mean, it's just cool. Check out their stuff. I get nothing from them. So artwork is by You Green Bleed on Reddit. And I'm supposed to say their name. I forget the name. Hold on. Yeah, so they're totally cool with people using their stuff. Carl Casey. Yep. Very cool. Anyway, there's that. Drop a comment. Can't believe I just said that. Lets me know that you're here. Okay, so if you don't know how I kind of do this is I do the puzzle themes. I drink bourbon. Sometimes coffee. Today is Jefferson's. If you're not old enough to drink, don't. It's tea anyway. So what I do is I go to the puzzle and I go all the way back. And then I look through the game. I guess I'm reviewing the game, but I'm not reviewing the game. I'm just checking it out and see what's going on. What's the definition of reviewing the game? Someone was just online was just questioning my knowledge of definitions. So I'm a little salty about it. Why? Because I've got a big ego. That's why. Okay, so this looks like the French to me. I was watching this other this YouTube lady. I forget her name. She's of course really, really good. She does this whole thing where maybe one of you knows. She like reviews chess in films. I really like her stuff. And I like how like bent out of shape she gets about it, because come on, that's basically who I am. Bent out of shape. At any rate, she mentioned like just because the move order on one side, for example, is this is the French. Well, move order. It actually depends on both sides. So E4 and E6 I think is the French. I don't know if D4 matters, but take everything I say with a grain of salt. I believe this is the French advanced. So someone can correct me on that. Not that you won't. Okay, so we're fighting here. I don't entirely understand this opening, but I know these two pawns really matter. Oh yeah, these are two 2200s, and it's a 10-minute rapid game. So it's interesting. To put the bishop here gives up this pawn, right? At the same time, I know there's a lot of tricks with this diagonal. Like if you don't have your bishop out or this pawn up or whatever. So he doesn't take. Obviously, this is there, so it's not a big deal. I am kind of interested why they didn't take here. I wonder what the sort of lore is about it. Two 2200s at 10 minutes. They probably know what they're doing. But what happens if you do take? I mean, you tear down this, you know, the center. But you kind of have this, you know, situation with your pawns. It's hard to defend that pawn, maybe? I don't know. Is there like a weird check here? And it's like, oh, no. There's a check and you get the pawn back, I think is what it is. So if I take on, what is that, D4, they could check here. Let's say they block, well, I could take, check here, and now my queen's going to come and take D4. So I'm going to get the pawn back, right? And I think the idea is, the queen's out, but maybe you're just up in development. I don't know. Someone can explain that. Okay, so now we're fighting for this. And they take here. And they don't need to take back because they can take back later. Also, if they take back, they lose this, so. Okay. It's just putting, I guess it's eventual pressure on the king, but also protecting this pawn from malarkey, like something like this maybe. Wait, that doesn't work. The knight can't go here. It won't even let me. Okay. I think this is a move. Okay, so I guess they're just moving their pieces out. This knight, I mean, obviously, where else is it going to go? That's like the Pegasus knight. It's really not, but I don't know. I always feel weird about the knight being there. I never know what to do with it. I guess the idea is to come here, maybe? Eventually? Alright, well, there you go. I actually do have the moves. You can't see it. I have all the moves where my mug is right now and this other board that I use for shorts whenever I deign to make them. All the moves are actually listed. It took me forever to realize that. I don't look at them. I try my best not to look at them. Also, if the music is too loud or too soft or something, just let me know. Let's see. All right. So, attacking this rook. Where do I want to go? Now I'm like trying to like not look at it. I'm assuming bishop d2. I mean, is it the worst thing in the world to have the rook on e2? But I don't see how it really helps. No. Lord. What? All right, they're like, whatever. I'm going to take this pawn and weaken the hell out of your king. Because this is coming. And this queen's coming. Oh, Lord, that's ugly as hell. Queen's here. I mean, this? Something? Yeah? That is gnarly. What an attack. Just getting up in that French. So I've got these two pieces hanging, right? I mean, this is that attack is absolutely my style. Like wonton, ha 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 ha. Except I'm not a 2200, so you know, usually it ends in tears. My tears, because I do cry. I do cry. All right, what's the next move? So this happens. Come on, queen. What the hell? What are you doing? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I guess she could go to H. She could do a lot of things, yeah? Thing is, wherever the queen moves, I'm gonna lose this bad boy. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. This bishop is protecting that knight. My queen can go anywhere. She could pop over here, come down her. Why would she do that? I don't know. But she could. She could. That's not checkmate. No, wait. That would be checkmate. Bam, bam. What? Sexy checkmate. Here. Wouldn't they come there? Ooh, what does this do? Takes, and then I lose a piece. That'd make any sense. Here, and then rook comes over to h8. Okay. What do you do then? Huh. So I don't know. Seems like you gotta capitalize on something. Because this rook is gonna fall, right? I could pop over here. Lose the rook. Maybe there. Lose the rook. Now I come over here. I've lost the rook, yes, but they're gonna lose their queen because they're in check this way, right? That might be a move. So I'm losing a rook and a knight. It's like 8 for the queen, which is 9. Is that so great? I guess position matters here. So let's say I come here. They take. I'm like, whatever, bruh. Discovered check. Gonna get the queen. This guy's like, oh no, I'm gonna move there. And I'm like, sweet, that's totally fine. Bam! Is that right? No, that's not right. All right, but I think I am going somewhere with this. Oh, how did I miss the en passant? Oh. Oh no. Oh, it's a perfect en passant. What? En passant. Damn. Of course. Of course, the en passant. Damn it. I missed it. I was up my ass too much. Didn't realize. What a beautiful move. I bet James Garvey, which was playing black, was like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they take the rook, right? No, they take the pawn. Now it looks rather grim. God, I didn't get any of this. I got none of this. So wait, don't we just take here? Well. Continue training, Ward. So this is a 3-minute, 2-second increment by an FM from Poland. FM. What is that? FIDE Master? Is that right? 2/2300s. Black is Denmark, which is apparently the happiest country in the world, they say. And Poland, which is, you know, great. Okay. E4, the Sicilian. Yeah? Knight C6. Interesting. I've seen that before. I used to play it all the time. Did I do well? I mean, we're like 800 elo, so we did great at the time. Way back in the day. Now I'm a 1,000 elo, so it's ever so much better. Trust me. All right. Remember, this is a 3-minute game, right? So they're going to be nuts. Do we go A6? No. We just continue developing. Okay, takes, doubles the pawns. Interesting, going in. Yep. Towards the centaur. I guess going to, what is that, F6? I don't know. This is probably all theory stuff, and you know, if they pin, then you got to do this number. Maybe it's just better here because you're activating the bishop if that happens. All right, blocking off the knight. Knight's maneuvering. This is Sicilian type stuff. Man, you can get destroyed over here though if you're not careful. Okay, knight comes in, going for the dragon. I say like I know what I'm talking about. Castle. I think they're just working on, we know what we're doing. And now an attack. Huh. Let me turn this down just a little bit. This is like the training music to like Karate Kid, which is awesome. Okay, so this reminds me of the kind of setup that you get with the Dutch, right? Is that right? Kinda? Like the Leningrad or whatever the hell it's called? Leningrad. Okay, so they shut down the bishop. It's cool. I'm just gonna move my knight. All right. Man, this is so beyond me. Interesting. So they take down this bishop. Why do they take down this bishop with this knight? Is this bishop so gnarly? It seems like it's not. Like, you know, my 1,000, 1,100 elo brain is like, that bishop's doing nothing. Then again, I guess maybe after... No. So my other idea is, if I take this bishop out, or if Draxoni takes this bishop out, then I've got an uncontested dragon bishop, right? And we kind of have this situation going on. I got the bishop pair, right? Maybe that's the idea. So it's like a, instead of positional, it's like a tactical, I don't know. Save the pawn, lose this pawn. Okay. And just gonna queen trading. I guess the queen trade is fine because, what is it? Black has the bishop pair. He has some knights. And the knights are going to kind of have, well, I mean, they can do some damage, but maybe not. It's harder for the knights to do that damage. Like a trade eventually comes down, like, meh, meh. Wait, what am I doing? Meh, meh. Attacking here. I guess it's just really slow. Alright, do they trade? No. Trade there. So, saves time. That's sexy to attack this pawn, right? I think this is just gaining space. And also in the event they want to move, but I don't think that's what this is. I think this is just gaining space. Oh gosh, these moves. So they move their knight to d8. I think the idea is, where else is the knight gonna go, right? Like, that could be this could be an eventual attack, especially with like something like that. And what pawn are you gonna move? Okay, centralize the king. Prepping this so it can move back. Are we doing a bunch of trades? No. Oh, that's such a badass move. Like, I guess the idea is, you know, I'm going to protect these dudes with the king, yeah? I would be worried about, well, I can't move here, I can't block here, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's easily stopped. Okay, just trying to get somewhere. Actually, I don't know what this movie is. Oh, he's just protecting his pawn. Without blocking either rook. Okay. Get the king centralized, because what else are we going to do? And prepping this. What? Well, what are you doing? Because these seem like they're in a little bit of danger, right? Maybe not. Let's see. Merp. Merp, merp. Yeah, and they're winning right now. Not anymore. This is where all the action is, yeah? Oh, I suck so much at chess. Let's see. Where are you gonna go, dog? You are trapped. It is a 3-minute game. I'm gonna take your piece. Okay. Sexy. Oof. Okay, hold on a second. How did they win that? Let's go back, because I didn't see the win. Okay, we're relatively equal. This is a trapped rook. They're like, whatever. I'm going to take this guy. We're going to trade. They don't trade is the thing. They get the rook instead. The problem is now, well, I get the pawn, so it protects this. I'm down a rook. Okay. And the idea is, instead of taking here, then they could take here, take there. Wait. If I took here, let's check. Maybe take with the king. So at that point, these pieces would be gone. I've got a bishop and rook. They've got 2 rooks. They're up. Right? They're up at that point. Because they get this piece. So I take here. I've got 2 bishops and a rook. They've got 2 rooks and yield knight. I'm going to take that out. Okay, so I'm not up. Because they're up a rook to my bishop. I'm going to block their pawn advance. The king can't do much, and I'm cordoning it up. They can't attack this piece, right? Got a little bit of an outlet. Moving that king over. That looks like waiting moves to me. Okay. I mean, opening this whole thing up. Interesting to move this way. They don't move this way because they don't want to open up the G file, right? Now old dude's gonna try stopping it. Takes, checks, of course. Oh, this is a sexy game. And the king's got this square and this square. And these two pawns don't help much. I mean, surely it's going to be one of these numbers, right? What? I don't understand. Okay, doubles up. I understand that. Okay, so the idea, all right, derp. So the idea here is they want to get there. They can't go here first. Right, okay. Here, now I can confront, kind of. This seems just like a waiting move to me. I mean, they're obviously positionally doing stuff, but like, what am I gonna do? I've got to make a move, right? This is a sort of a zugzwang situation. Okay, so I move back. Moving back, because why else would I do this? They're not attacking this pawn yet, right? They're getting their rooks down to then F up my day and do checkmate. Like, that's it. Boom, boom. Wow. This is gnarl city. Okay, we're going for a trade here. My bishop is a bouse, right? Now they can't just straight up checkmate. Surely I come here. I mean, this is sort of temperamental. What do we do? Someone's got to give. Only place to get around. Kind of just wasted moves. Zugzwang again, surely move the king. I can move the king all day. Okay. What do we do here? Oh, holy hell. I can take his rook. Wow. So here's the question. Which way do I take? This way or that way? If I go this way, I think if I go this way, this is bad because he can just reroute the king and we're at a draw. If I go this way, I've got a pass pawn. Or actually this pass pawn. So the idea is there. Probably moves kings around. Here. There. Here. There. Something like that. That's sexy. What a sexy game. Wow. Okay. Right on. Right on. Let me check something really quick. Ooh. Let's see. One moment. Yes. I'm like whipping around this. That's hilarious. All right, so that's good. I'm just checking the streams, making sure they're actually like looking good. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Absolutely. Holy shit, Whitebat Audio just used the clap thing on this. Okay. Let's do... I'll show this to you really quick. Let's do, I know I'm not even trying. Cleaner. That's a 2.5 hour. Let's see what this one is. Cleaner, royalty-free, cyberpunk dark synth. That's badass. Seriously, this guy is like the best music on YouTube right now. 100% copyright free. Carl Casey, thank you very much, man. All right. So that's white bad audio. Fly back over here. All right. Continue training. There we go. This is a 15-minute game by two, basically 2100s. E4. Is this King's Indian defense? Actually, I don't know. It's not with D6, surely. Okay, this looks familiar, but G6, D6 does not. Maybe it is the King's Indian. You know what? Can I do this? What if you can actually find some, see this stuff? Let's see. Black, let's see. Chess, black. What was it? G6, D6. Which opening? Come on, AI. Let me know what's up. This is modern defense. Oh, neat. The opening you're referring to is the modern defense. E4, G6, followed by D4, D6. So this is called the modern defense. This hyper modern, meaning that you don't put pieces in the center, you're just controlling the center by like periphery. The hyper modern opening, this hyper modern opening allows black to fianchetto the bishop and later challenge white center. So E4, G6, D4, D6. Was that what just happened? E4, G6, D4, D6. This is called the modern defense. This delay of attacking white's pawn, blunting the G7 bishop. Okay, this is called the modern. Interesting. I did not know that. This is the modern. And that's to E4 and D4. Okay. Right on. You want to fianchetto. Going for the castle. So it kind of looks like a King's Indian, but it's totally not. Okay, get the knight out of the way. I have a feeling this is all theory. Okay. We're not going to take, we're going to do this number. Just preserving. White's got all the space. Black doesn't. We're sort of coiled up. I kind of love this defense. This is cool as hell. Like the knights are like, cool, dude, we're gonna do-si-do. But man, I bet you could get so screwed up. It's very Sicilian-y. It's like Sicilian, like backwards. Oh gosh. So many pawns coming at you. Are they fianchettoing? I'm sorry, en passant. No, they don't. They don't. Bad move. Why? Should always en passant. I had someone, I said that to someone. I was like, you should always en passant. And they're like, dude, what are you talking about? You should never en passant like that. What are you talking about? Depends on the position. Duh. Get the joke, y'all. Okay. I'm gonna blunt. I'm gonna like blunt your bishop. What? Okay, attack the pawn. I'm gonna move my rook. I don't. Oh. This seems like a bad move, but apparently it's not. I'm pretty sure I've made rook b8 and lost the game like immediately. Like they just took my king and sold it to someone. Okay. Obviously eyeballing this pawn. Where do I put this knight? Surely I put this knight somewhere. Like there. Or in my ass. I don't. I develop my queen and attack your pawn instead, which is attacking your king. Cool. Okay. That's... Don't I just take the pawn? If I take the pawn, you get this with tempo, right? Huh. I mean, shit's hanging. You gotta do stuff. Never mind. Guarding the pawn. I like that. I like that restraint. Instead, I would have been like, meh. And then they would have taken here, and I'd been like, ah, crap, man. What do I do now? Like something like this, just lose the game. They don't. They instead, c6. Keeping this up. I don't need this pawn. But now what are they going to do? It does make you question, what in the hell is this knight doing? Because I feel like I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to ask you the big questions. Where are we in our relationship? Really? Are you in? Or are you out? Because it kind of seems like you might be out. Okay. Or they're going to say, touche. I'll just attack you. Where do I go? I mean, maybe here. Okay. They move there. Nice slide. They're also attacking. And there's an odd sort of pressure on the queen. What's the queen going to do? White wants this pawn badly. What do I do? Queen is not under attack. The rook is under attack. I could technically just move my rook. I don't, though. I don't need this rook. What's it doing for me? When it really comes down to it, I don't need this rook. This seems dangerous to me, right? Because let's say they, like, call your bluff and they're like, cool. And you take. Take back this way. I guess it opens up lines. Okay, they take. I'm going to take with the queen, right? Take back with the knight. Fine. Queen side is done. However, the rook is rocking and rolling. This knight doesn't know what he's doing, and this square on c7 is vulnerable. This bishop, someday he'll get into the game. Am I thinking? No. Sure. Actually, maybe get this knight into the game. This E knight is kind of defensive, right? Maybe come here. Takes. Sure, takes. I win that. Maybe not. The queen is sitting there just looking at me. Badass. Okay, we're gonna take with the pawn. I didn't think of that at all. I'm like over here in hell. They're like, whatever, dude. I'm gonna open this up. It's good to know. When you have kind of nothing going on, it's like, oh, we can do this, but what are we gonna do? Maybe look on the other side of the board. You don't gotta push here. It's gonna weaken your king. Take this bitch. I got all these pieces looking over here. Look at this. Okay. Right, we saw this. This is a hanging piece. Now this bishop actually matters, yeah? Okay. Again, are you in or are you out? What are we doing here? He's out. He's out. Come on. I'm gonna move here, baby. Right there. That's where I'm going. Surely I take. Okay. Instead of taking back, because I can take with the rook, oh, Herbury moves there. I don't rightly know why. King is probably going to slide over to the old h1. I mean, what am I doing here? What's the next move? Never mind. Never. Oh. h3, baby. The dog did not see h3. If you slide king h8. Oh no. Check. What? Or even just take and... I mean, it doesn't look good. Check. What do you do? I don't know how to win that fight, but it looks bad. Wow, the old triangulation. You know what I'm saying? That's a triangle. If you didn't know that was a triangle, come on, let me make... No. You get the idea. Heh. Haha. That's a triangle. It's a nice isosceles, I believe. Don't correct me on that. Okay. You block with the rook. Just because it looks gnarly. Let's say I go here. Do we take with the bishop? It does activate the bishop. Queen requires that move. Now what do we do with... How do we get the bishop involved? I feel like the bishop's move just because it gets another piece involved. And then here and then here, right? Okay. Always looking for the win and, you know. Alright, take your pawn. Queen trade. Let's do a real quick reality check. I got a rook to your two rooks, but I got a lot of pieces. This doesn't seem so great. Hanging piece. Where's he gonna go? I don't think he takes. Does he take? No, he doesn't take. He checks. Okay. It would be sexy. What would be sexy? To take now. Like on one's own terms. But I don't think so. What does this person do? Obviously they knew. You don't come here because then you lose your queen. You take. No. Could just take this pawn. That's a free move. But they got lots of dynamite coming. That's right, dynamite. Boom. I don't see how that helps. Okay, so they take. All right. Holding up the king, sure. Free pawn. Do we take? How ballsy? I mean, we have to take. Take back. We don't have to take. They got a rook. 3 pieces. But they do have a pass pawn. I think we take. Yeah. All right, getting in there. Can we lose this piece? I mean, it would not be a lost piece. We take, right? Yeah. Okay. And this looks lost as hell for white. This is like the only hope, right? Okay, consolidate. How do we guard that space? Just sit this here? No. Check, what does that do? Yeah, it just moves the king, I guess. Ooh, never mind, it moves the king. Well, no, you can't do that. Okay, attacks. I like this idea. Attack a thing. Trying to. I don't know. I've got the old piece majority though. I've got to get my knight here, yeah? Because this is gonna happen. That ain't no good. Pop, pop, oof. We've got this in our back pocket. We've also got that. They move here, take, they move there. That ain't no good. Maybe push the pawn, go here. Nope, check. Okay, well, that does the same thing. Surely bishop, yeah. But now we're sitting here like, okay, well, got an extra pawn and technically a little more to play with. Take. Gotta take. And now, gotta be real smart. And this is my move. What I see is either I'm gonna see this, right? Moves that rook and protects the pawn. If I move over though, he's got this. No, he doesn't. Oh, yeah, he does. Let's say here, there, here, there. There. Something like that. This also works. Right? Check. But now I gotta move away. Check. I mean, they could go perpetual at that point. So I can push, but then there's a perpetual check. I think, ooh. I think knight d6. Huh. It's a more proactive move, right? Attacks and defense. This defends that puppy, but, you know, then we got, like, some weird opposition. I'm gonna go here. Nope. Nope. All right. I don't know. I mean, check. He takes. Oh, it's a fork. That's what you do. How often do you see a move and you're like, it's not foolproof, so I won't do it? But the fact is that sometimes you're just poking, right? It's like, well, I'll go here. It's foolproof, and then I can't get, as far as I can tell, I can't get screwed over by the move. But if they make the wrong move, bam. I talk myself out of a lot of that. A lot of times. A lot. All right. Let's come back here. D4. Okay. So I do not think this is the modern, right? Because the modern's like G6, sorry, E4, G6, D4, D6. Huh. White side fianchetto. Okay. Activate the knight, sure. They give up the fianchetto though. Oh, this is a 10-minute between two 1800s. Okay. Pushing this knight somewhere. I mean, where's he gonna go? Just aggressive. Takes back, of course. God, that's so aggressive. Jesus. Okay, attack the knight. The knight's like, cool, I'm gonna attack this piece. God. I bet they spent like 3 minutes total in this game. They're just gonna take. Okay. Now where do you go from here? Because that looks like a juicy square. That's it. I've got 6. They've got 6, but they have 2 isolated pawns. They got isolated pawns, but they do have rooks double up on the only file. Okay, attack. Check. Sure. We'll trade down. We're going to gain some pounds. Maybe something like this. Yep. Consolidate. Regain. Probably up like that. What are we going to do? I mean, I don't really see how that's a great move. Because I can just push this pawn, yeah? I guess the idea is I want to prevent them to have this pass pawn. It's going to be difficult. Okay. Going up. This is not right. Taint right. Interesting. So, what's the trap here? They go here. If they take, I guess the idea is there. I don't know. If they take, I take their pawn. They can do that. I've got this. Okay, they move that way. I don't really understand that move. Maybe just make progress. But it seems like that could be a move. I guess I'm just letting them get too far in. So attacking here and advancing. They're like, cool, I'm gonna do that. Ah. This seems like the move to me. Because I've got 2 moves. They have 3. And their king is hanging out. I'm thinking this is it. Okay. So if they go there, I go there. If they go there, I have a queen. They have a queen. But I had the initiative, so check. Or whatever I want to do. Check. They're there. Check. They're there. Check. You know, I have stuff to do. All right. Y'all, thank you very much for joining me on this endeavor. I'm going to give some shout outs to White Bat Audio. Thank you guys so much. Carl Casey. to James Johnston, Ember Alaria, Arnav Govel, Sarah Maldine. Thank you very much for the old Patreons. All right. That is it for tonight. Peace.